Hello, Hypno Junkies. Welcome back for more Chaos Head Noah. This is just the break between episodes, and I'm just future Psy'Min from the end of the episode coming back to do the intro, and now I've done the intro, so here's the episode. Bye. Screen going white. I gulped once, and then slowly, my sister's arm took over my sight. Psych. Underneath the bandage, it was as normal as could be. Not a scratch on her, not even any internal bleeding. She'd even bothered to take the wet compress off, even though I hadn't asked her to. I grabbed Nanami's hand and brought it to my face for a closer inspection. I'm just checking.
Oni?
Big bro? Oni? Huh.
ない。
Not even a scratch. What is going on? Nothing at all.
あるなんて一言も言ってないよ。
Is this a fake Nanami?
ズキズキするんだって
I'm leaning toward a fake
説明したじゃん。
Nanami still. Because the fake Nanami from the main route made excuses for her hand too, before she disappeared in a bunch of little fireworks. I didn't never say there was anything there. It was just throbbing a bit. I already told you. Oh, I guess you did. I knew I'd just been overthinking things. I guess that email yesterday from Shogun had still been on my mind, leading me to freak out about anything even remotely suspicious. Wait, what the fuck?
くそお前の腕が湿布さ
That stench! Your arm, the wet cloth, they stink! Maybe, so it's like, it is actually a dead hand, and we're just hallucinating it not? I couldn't help but grimace as I let go of Nanami's arm. What is happening?
そんなの
What the hell?
女の子に
Of course it
臭いって言うなんて
stinks. I
最低
can't believe you'd ever say that to a girl. You're such a jerk.
うるさいさっさと飯
Shut
食っ
up!
て
Just hurry up and eat already. Then leave. You've got school. I had no interest in wasting any more valuable time with Nanami's annoying, nitpicking bullshit. Why does her arm smell? It can't be something like... I mean, she took a shower. If the hand is like a dead hand, then that would explain that, but... What is happening here?
学校
Oh,
か
right! School's a thing.
制服
Wait,
ないのに
I don't have
どう
my
やって行く
uniform. How am I supposed to go?
確かに
You have a point.
うん
You don't have
今
a
日は
spare or
学校休ん
anything?
で家に帰ろうっとブラウスとスカートの
Guess
替え
I'll
はあ
just
る
take
け
the
ど
day off and head
ブレザー
home.
はどうしよう
I have a spare blouse and
新し
skirt,
く
but
買っ
as
て
for
も
a
らうしかない
blazer,
かな
I'll need to go buy a new one, huh? As Nanami continued muttering to herself about what her plans were, I gave her one last sidelong glance, wolfed down the rest of my breakfast, and went back into the container house. And that just hit.
28日未明、渋谷区
Oh
東道の
no!
路上で男性の変死体が発見
Early
されました
morning on the 26th, an unusual corpse was discovered on a road in Shoto, Shibuya Ward. We speculated before, was it Nanami? No, was it Nanami or was it Ayase that was going to be a new gen corpse? One of our girls may end up being a victim here. I can't imagine it would be Nanami considering this is her route, but on the other hand, it might be.
被害者は練馬区に住
The
む
corpse was identified as
秋谷康之
31-year-old,
さん
never
32 歳
mind,
で
it's the same person.
死因は
A resident
異物を喉に
of
詰まらせたことによる
Narama Ward, his cause of
窒息死とみられて
death.
います
Wait. His cause of death? New Gen's 6th incident. Wasn't the 6th incident finger food? Cause of death is believed to be asphyxiation due to a foreign object being lodged in his throat.
被
What
害
about
者
his
の口に
hand?
はハサミで細
The
かく
victim's
切り刻
mouth
ま
was
れた
packed with
大量の
large
布が
quantities of
詰め込まれています
cloth
また
that had been
胃の中
finely
からも
cut by
大量の
scissors,
布が多数
and a
見つかりました
considerable amount of the same cloth was found in his stomach.
警察の発表によりますと
According to the police, the cloth is believed to be a girl's winter uniform from the high school Sume Private Academy located in Shibuya Ward. You ate Nanami's jacket? What?
水明学園は現場から
Sume Academy is approximately a 3-mile walk from the scene, and authorities are currently investigating the private school for any possible connections to the incident. Dominatrix? It's not finger food anymore. What's going on here? Ugh. Another new case. And since it couldn't have just been a normal murder, a girl's winter uniform from Sume had been cut up with scissors and jammed into the victim's throat, choking him. I want to see the name of that again. Oh God, was that uniform Nanami's? It had to be. It couldn't be just a coincidence. The timing was too perfect. It really was Shogun. Whatever that guy's goal was, it must have involved kidnapping Nanami and tearing off her uniform. I mean, somebody did it. That asshole was 100% trying to provoke me. I was next. I was going to be the next person to die.
お兄、どうしたの？
Big bro, what's wrong? Did we know you were here? Apparently we did not. Nanami called out from behind me, nearly making me tumble out of my chair. Why are you still wearing that?
みたいだけど。
Oh, wow, your face. You don't look so good.
ななみ、
Weren't you going home to get your stuff? I reached a hand out to Nanami.
僕は殺される。
She's gonna kill me.
殺されるって。
Someone's gonna kill
そんな
you.
冗談やめてよ。
Quit joking around. It's not funny.
本当なんだ。間違いない。
I'm being
あい
serious.
つは次こそ僕
There's no doubt that guy's aiming for me next. Nanami, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. He kidnapped you. Ah! What do I do? I'm scared. I'm so scared. What's this about kidnapping? What? As pathetic as it was to do this in front of my sister, my heart couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to cling to someone who could protect me. I hadn't heard a thing from Remy lately. Ayase was hospitalized. There wasn't anyone else to protect me. But right as I thought that, Nanami gently took hold of my outstretched hand.
もう、本当にはダメダメだな。
Geez, you really are a
一人
mess,
じゃ
big
何にも
bro.
できないんだから。
You can't do a single thing by yourself. Still think this is a fake Nanami?
きっと、ゲームのやりす
I
ぎで疲れ
swear,
てるんだよ。
this is all because you've been playing way too many games.
ソファーで横に
Today
なっ
I'd
て
say
る
you're
方がいい
better
よ
off staying on the couch, not the computer.
僕を一人にしないで。
Don't leave me alone. What the hell's the Nami gonna do?
わかったから、
Okay, okay, I get it.
お兄を一人になんかしないよ。
I'm not gonna leave you alone. Oh, you're our new Remy?
本当。
Really?
ほんと。昨日は
Really?
ナナがお兄に優しく
You were
しても
really
らっ
nice
た
to
か
me
ら
yesterday,
そのお礼。
so I gotta show my thanks somehow.
ななみ。
Nanami, sob. At the end of the day, family really was who you should keep closest. Whenever you actually needed something, everyone else would disappear on you. Cough, Remy, cough. They were all useless when it actually mattered. The only thing that could well and truly support me in my time of need was family. Yeah, I got some bad news for you from Chapter 8. Nanami lending me a hand was such a relief I could barely keep myself from bursting into tears. I clung to Nanami's hand, still stunk for some reason.
甘えん坊だね、お兄って。これじゃ
I can't believe how
ナナのお姉さんで
spoiled you are, big
お
bro.
兄が弟
Really,
み
how
た
am
い
I
だよ
not the older sibling here? More like little bro, am I right,
う
lol?
るさいな。
Shut up.
はいはい。よしよし。
I know. There, there. Nanami jokingly pat my head. It might have only been a bit of messing around in Nanami, but to me right now, the feeling was immensely comforting.
ななみ。
Nanami, I
頼みがある。
have a favor to ask.
何？
What is it?
その、
Stop spending my money. Normally, Nanami and I only ever got into arguments, so it was pretty embarrassing to ask her for a favor. But I couldn't bring myself to care about that right now.
今日も
Tonight, can you... She's gonna sleep over again.
なんでそこで黙っちゃうかな。
Why'd you stop
ちゃ
there?
んと言ってくれ
How am
な
I
きゃ
supposed to
わかん
know
ない
what you
ってば。
want if you don't say it?
今日も
Tonight,
泊まっていって
can you stay over again, please? I'd feel a little more at ease if she did. I couldn't stand the thought of staying in this room all alone, completely terrified of Shogun. Yes, your little matchstick 14-year-old sister. That'll keep all the bad guys away. But Nanami would probably be against it. She'd likely call me a pervert for it, especially since I'd have so much trouble saying it. I nervously turned to Nanami, expecting that reaction.
なんだ、そんなことか。
What, is that all?
別に何
I
だって
can
したっていいよ。
totally do that. Heck, I can stay as long as you want. You are our new Remy.
本当。
Really?
一応、ナナだってお
I mean,
兄の心配はしてるんだ
I'm
から
all
ね
worried about you now, big bro,
さすがに
so
今のお兄
I can't just leave you alone. What did you expect?
ありがと
Ah,
う。助かる。
arigato. I'm saved. Thank God. Family really is the best. No, my blood-related little sister, she's the best. Boy, that's a turnaround from earlier in the episode, isn't it? Oh, Nanami, I'm so glad we're related. And really, if she got rid of that bratty side of her, she would 100% be the ideal little sister. Go get your own clothes. Nanami wasn't coming back. Also, my screen is wobbling again. Earlier, at around noon, Nanami had gone to get clothes from home, as well as something to eat while she was out. With a carefree wave of her hand, she'd given me a "be back soon" and then left. 8 hours had passed since then. Well, balls. I hadn't gone online or even watched Bloodtoon. Wow, our boy is in a bad way. I'd simply sat on the couch doing nothing but wait for Nanami to come back. Ever since she'd left, I've been clutching my phone tightly, checking it every passing minute for any emails or calls from Nanami. Man, we've just forgotten Remy even exists. Though I tried calling from my end, all I'd ever gotten was a message saying that the signal hadn't gone through or that her phone was off. Why wasn't she coming back? Had our parents said something to her? If so, what would it have been? It doesn't matter if you two are siblings. Boys and girls your age shouldn't be staying in the same tiny room overnight or something. Sounds about, no. Maybe they were just giving her hell over losing her uniform. When I thought about it for a second, I realized that Nanami would have been wandering the streets of Shibuya totally nude before arriving at my base. To put it bluntly, that was actually pretty serious. It wouldn't surprise me if it had turned into an outright criminal case. Because of that, I wouldn't put it past our parents to freak out and call the police in a panic. But what if none of that was it? What if it was actually so much worse? What if this time, while Nanami was headed home, Shogun, or maybe his underling Yua, had kidnapped her? And if that wasn't bad enough, what if they'd already killed her? The possibility of having another email from Shogun made me too scared to check my inbox at all. Well, that's a problem. Nanami, don't leave me all alone. Please hurry and come back. Until I finally calm back down, I want you to forget all about school and stay by my side the whole time. Remy promised me that, but she disappeared on me. If you disappeared, Nanami, I... Bang, bang? Never mind. Call time. Clutched in my hand, my cell phone began to vibrate. The second I noticed it, I immediately pressed the answer button and the call connected. Did you check the display? You might have wanted to do that. Hello, Nanami? Probably not. Oh, never mind. Give me my right hand again. Hey. Nanami, where are you? Big bro, give me back my right hand. What is with this? Never mind. Save me. A shudder ran through me. Oh god, had Shogun really abducted her? I feel like she's been abducted this whole time and you've been hanging out with a delusion. We'll see. Why? Why did you abandon me? Why, big bro? Yeah, you were supposed to go to O Front. You got distracted. Was it Shogun? What did that guy do to you? It hurts. My right hand. It hurts. This again. Sluggishly lowering my phone, I mumbled that almost unconsciously. Deja vu. It was just like the call from yesterday. Back then she'd said, "Give me back my right hand." I thought it was just a prank. But was I mistaken? I didn't know. I cowered in place, holding my head. Nanami, just where are you? Please come back already. Coming in, going out, going out. Staggering, I aimlessly made my way outside. The sky was already dark as could be. The moon was nowhere to be seen. The distant outline of Shibuya was covered in a faint light. Going outside was a start, but I still wasn't anywhere close to having the strength to find Nanami. Should I give her another call? It was certainly possible that she was still pranking me for the second day in a row. Maybe I was really overthinking this. Okay, this is definitely a delusion. Somebody is messing with us. What are you doing, big bro? Huh? Hey, another casual outfit. I can't remember if we've seen her in this before or not. I feel like we saw her in this, wearing this when she was visiting Shogun or something in the hospital. Startled, I looked toward the voice and saw Nanami standing there looking puzzled. Why are there two of you? She must have changed clothes, given her outfit was different than when she left. She also had a shopping bag in her hand. Where have you been? Sorry, I'm totally late. I went shopping with Mom for a new uniform. And time just flew by. That was the best answer I could have hoped for. Though even then, one thing still bothered me.
さっきの電話は
And the phone call earlier?
電話って
Phone
あ
call?
あ、メー
Oh
ルで
yeah,
一緒に
sorry, I
って
really should have
伝
done
えておけば
that.
よかった
Or at
ね
least emailed you saying I'd be running late.
そうじゃなくて電話し
No,
てきた
that's
だろ
not what I mean.
僕の携帯に
I'm saying you did call.
うん、してないよ。
Nope, wasn't
もう
me.
ね、ボ
You
ケ
really
ボ
gotta
ケだ
pull your
ね。
head out of the clouds, big bro. Nanami's answer seemed pretty relaxed. This conversation was just beyond off. Talk about dissonance.
それより、今日の晩ご
Forget
飯、
that.
なんだと思う
Wanna guess what we're having for dinner tonight?
なんと、
Hee hee.
ハンバーグ
What's
だよ。
this?
なんだ、手
Salisbury
作りだ
steak?
よ。
Handmade by yours
だから
truly?
お兄も手伝
Yup.
ってね。
You can help too from now on if you want, big bro.
ま
Nah,
待て
this is
待てよ
too much.
電話
This
した
is
よ
too
な
much.
右手を返せとか言ったよな
Wait a sec. Didn't you call me saying something about giving back your right hand? I wonder if this is actually a delusion that Remy is giving us. The delusion that you wished for, that we've seen crop up every now and then, so that she can just keep us here or something.
もう、しつこい。
Sheesh, you're being really stubborn right now.
誰かと間違えて
Like
る
I
んじゃ
said,
な
I
いの
didn't call you. You must be mistaking me for someone else. Putting on a very clearly sullen face, Nanami stormed into the container in a pout. Was I being deceived? What's going on right now? It didn't really seem like it. Not to mention Nanami wasn't really the type to pull such shit-tier pranks. Or at least that was how I remembered her being. So what was that phone call then? Another one of Shogun's traps? Somewhere Senna is really frustrated. He's just like, why the hell is this guy not coming? Right then, I felt a chill on the nape of my neck, just like I was being watched. Whose eyes are those eyes? After we finished dinner...
ななみ話が
Nanami, we need to talk.
ん何
Huh? What about? Without looking up from the manga she was reading, she gave an apathetic reply. She'd been flipping through various volumes from the piles of manga stacked up in the corner of the room.
真面目な話だから
It's serious,
ちゃんと
so
聞けよ
actually listen.
どうしたの
Huh?
急に改まっ
What's
ち
the
ゃっ
matter?
て。
Weird for you to get so serious all of a sudden. Perplexed, she closed the manga, straightened her back, then faced me.
これでいい
Ready when you are.
一昨日のことは
Do you remember anything about the day before yesterday? The day before yesterday, Nanami had been cowering outside my container house, completely naked. Her clothes, school bag, and bangle were all missing. As for her phone, it had been sent to me in a cardboard box covered in blood. Nothing about this was normal. Yeah, many questions. You're acting awfully normal for the sequence of events that brought you here, Nanami. Nanami had said herself that not even she knew what had happened. She'd been suffering from mild amnesia. Was she still dealing with it, though? Maybe she'd recovered since then. After all, she was acting like she was totally back to her usual self. When I asked her if she remembered anything now, Nanami immediately frowned, then lightly shook her head from side to side.
まだ。
Still the same.
全く
You liar.
全然
Seriously? Nothing at all?
全く、全然。
Seriously? Nothing at all?
なるべくね、そのことは
Yeah,
考
I've
えないよう
been
にしてた
trying
ん
as hard
だ
as I can to just
お母さんにも
not
話して
think
な
about
い
it.
し。
I haven't even told Mom.
おかげで、制服が
Thanks
な
to
くなっ
that,
た理由。
it was pretty tough dodging the question of where exactly my uniform went. Maybe I should take her to the hospital after all. What field of study would amnesia even fall under? Psychiatry? If it is psych, then we should probably see Dr. Takashina. At least, that was my thought process until I remembered Dr. Takashina had been murdered as part of New Gen. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure we're past his incident. And we are. A sharp pain shot deep into my chest. Because he was number 5. And the guy who got his face stuffed with Nanami's jacket was number 6.
ななみ僕は
Nanami, my
命を狙われ
my
てる
life is in danger. Huh? Nanami's eyes went wide. Of course, pretty much anyone would react like that if I suddenly said something so batshit. Problem was, the batshit stuff was the truth, so I decided to tell her everything. Well, how's she going to react to this? I told her about Shogun and about how I'd witnessed the third new-gen case, the Crucifixion. Still don't know the pun there. And how after that, countless strange, terrifying things had been following me without end. I told her about the threatening emails and other messages Shogun had sent me right before she'd landed naked on my doorstep. And lastly, I told her about the 2 prank calls I'd received from a fake version of her. No, I'm still pretty sure this is the fake version. At first, Nanami forced a smile and said, "Big bro, don't you think you're being kind of delusional?" But eventually she realized that I wasn't joking around and her expression stiffened.
いいか、これからしばらくは
Listen,
一人で外に出ちゃったら
no
ダ
more
メだ。
going out alone for a while.
どこで襲われるかわからないから。
We could be attacked at any moment.
お兄、ナナ、
Big bro,
怖いよ。
you're scaring me.
僕
Maybe
だっ
we
て
should call
怖いよ。
Remy. She has magic swords. I'm scared too.
だから二人で協力するんだ。
That's why we need to stick together. If the 2 of us stuck together, we could keep each other safe. Not that I had any clue how a shitty older brother like me could keep her safe, nor how I'd support her feelings and whatnot. All I knew was that I couldn't bear it if she'd left me alone. I would have preferred help from someone who could have offered physical protection, but, well, my first choice would have been the police, but I was hesitant to talk to them. Those detectives I'd spoken to in front of the Kurenai conference hall hadn't shown themselves since then. What happened to all that talk of defending me? Besides, they still might have suspected me of being the culprit behind the crucifixion. Trusting the police was out of the question. Until I could think of a better countermeasure, the only choice I had was to stay locked in my base. Sinking into the couch, Nanami wrapped her arms around herself and simply trembled. That's it? That's all we're getting there? Sitting on the couch myself, I stared idly at the Saratan poster hanging above my PC. The room was completely clean now. My God, you could see the floor. After telling Nanami everything, she'd gone silent for a moment out of fear before breaking the silence with a, "You know what? Let's clean up in here." It had taken 2 or 3 hours for things to get this clean. Guess she figured that keeping herself moving would mean she wouldn't have to think about anything else. She was lying in bed now. Huh. When was the last time that bed had been used for its intended purpose? I actually hadn't used it for a couple months back when I first started living here, or at least I felt like I had. It was always such a hassle cleaning this place up. Every time I did, it was total hell, and I just couldn't wait for it to be over. As things were now, though, I was glad it was actually clean for once. Last night, Nanami had slept on the couch and I on the floor, so I couldn't be any happier to be sleeping on the couch tonight because, god damn, had that not been comfortable. That said, I was a night owl by nature, so unlike Nanami, I wouldn't be drifting off so early. Well, yesterday had already ended, so I guess right now is technically early. I usually hit the sack once the sky's starting to brighten up. So, yeah, I was pretty much lying there on the couch staring off into space. Had Nanami fallen asleep yet? Judging by her breathing, probably not. Then, as if somehow she'd heard my thoughts, Nanami began to squirm around. She tossed and turned for a moment before eventually showing her face.
ねえ、お兄。
I guess she's on that upper bunk there. Hey, big bro.
寝てなかったの。
Were you asleep?
うん。
Mm-hmm. Nanami looked like she had something on her mind. After a moment, she timidly spoke up.
あのね、一緒に
Hey,
寝てあげようか？
no. No, rucksack guy, no. Hey, can I sleep with you? No.
あ、別にナナが一緒に
Oh,
寝た
not
いわけ
like
じゃない
that.
よ。
It's not like I want to sleep with you,
ダメダメ
sleep
お
with
兄
you.
は怖くて
Look,
怖
you're
くて
being a real
一人
cruddy
見
big
つけられ
brother
みたい
aside.
だ
I'm
から
just too freaked out to sleep by
本当は
myself
嫌だ
right
けど
now.
今
So
日だ
while I
け
don't like this
特
one
別
bit, I
って
just
ことで
have to make an exception, just for today. Come on, we're in the same room, close enough. Her voice slowly got weaker and weaker as she spoke. Try as she might to keep up the front, at the end of the day, Nanami was just too scared to sleep. Okay, cute. Why are you still wearing my sweatshirt? So that's how I ended up in this situation. You may be wondering how I ended up in this situation. So that's how I ended up in this situation.
もしいやらしいことしたら本気で怒
Do
るから
anything dirty to me, and I'll kick your butt. Do anything dirty to me, and I'll rip your sweatshirt. Like I'd ever. Don't be dumb.
わかんないじゃん。ついムラ
I mean,
ム
you
ラしちゃ
never
ったり
know.
するんじゃないの？
What if you got all turned on or something? Yeah, why do you feel safer with this guy in your bed? You really want him on the couch, honestly.
しないって言ってるだろ
I'm telling you, I'm not going to do
ムラムラ
anything.
なんかってで
As
き
if
る
I'd ever get turned on by my little sister.
それはそれでちょっと
Well, that kind of stings.
少しくらい
You can at least get a little turned on by... No, 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 definitely not. No, no, all of the no.
文句ばっか
As
り
if.
言うなら
And if you're just going to bitch the whole time,
なしだ
go sleep somewhere else. You can sleep
ごめ
outside
んな
now.
さい。もう言いませんわ。
Sorry. I'll just shut up then. Nanami went silent, pursing her lips in a pout. Yeah, I don't feel like a whole lot of sleeping is going to get done here. This seems counterproductive. This was way more embarrassing than I'd anticipated. My heart was beating oddly fast. Sure, she was my sister, but never once had I ever been this close to a 3D girl. Not to mention we were literally sleeping in the same bed. I'd audibly said that I wasn't ever going to get turned on, but the truth was that had been a lie. Of course it was a lie, because you're you. Frankly speaking, I was already borderline. You're borderline something. God, why did Nanami have to be staring at me? Close your eyes already. Don't look, it's embarrassing. Yeah, what happened to sleeping?
変な感じだね。
So I've been getting this weird feeling, like my right hand's not here.
ねえ。お
Hey,
兄は
big bro,
ナナのこと鬱陶し
you
い
don't
って
think
思
I'm
ってる？
annoying, do you? You are incredibly annoying. You are the poster child for annoying.
Eh?
You look up annoying in the dictionary. There's a picture of you.
うーん。思ってるんだ。
Yeah, you probably do. I mean, she was right, I did. She was a brat. She was always yapping on and on about dumb shit, and she was always finding some way to interfere with my life. Though I suppose it was more fitting to say that I'd used to think of her that way. For the past couple of days or so, I'd been spending more and more time with her. And during that time, even when she was feeling so incredibly weak, she'd still put on a smile and put up with a pathetic person like me. When I thought of it that way, it made me start to think, maybe my little sister was genuinely a source of comfort to me. Maybe even a really big one.
って
We're on the route. We're on the sister route. No, I don't.
別に思われたって平
It's
気だわ。
fine. It's not a big deal if you do.
ただね、勘違いしてほしくないんだけ
And
ど。
FYI, don't get the wrong idea.
お兄の
But
こと嫌いなわけじゃ。
I just want to let you know, I don't hate you. Where the hell did that come from?
お兄って
We know you don't hate us. We hate you more than you hate us.
それで
Remember back when you were in the hospital? Remember back when you were in the hospital? Do you remember back when we were in the hospital?
入院はしてない
Yeah, exactly. What?
通院してただけ
I've
だ
never been hospitalized. I've gone in for visits, but I've never stayed there.
嘘入院してた
That's
じゃん。
not true. You were definitely in the hospital at one point.
してないお前の
No,
勘違い
no, I wasn't. You're just wrong.
そうだっけ？
Are you sure?
まあいいけど。
Well,
とにかく
whatever.
お
Forget
兄が
about that.
学校も行け
Anyway,
なくて大変な
back when you
こと
couldn't
に
make it to school and it was causing a lot of problems, it got me thinking that I needed to stay strong, dependable. Again, our boy's gonna be like, what are you talking about?
いつもお兄に口うるさくあれこれ
So the
言ってた
reason
の
why I'm always nagging you about all sorts of stuff, well, that's why.
お兄が嫌いだったからとかじゃ。
It's got nothing to do with me hating you, okay?
昔はお兄
Way,
が
way
病院に
back.
行くようになる前は
Before you ever went to the
ママはいつ
hospital,
もお兄に甘えて
you
たよ
always
ね
used to spoil me like crazy.
お兄はナナにとっては
Back
頼り
then,
になるお兄だった。
I could always rely on you.
お兄のこと
Takumi's just like, what the hell are you talking about? I loved you more than anything, big bro. Past tense, huh?
だから今度はナナが
Yeah, this last year and a half, you've been a real asshole for some
お兄
reason.
の負担にな
So
らない
that's why I
ようにして
thought that this time I could be
お
the
兄の
dependable
役に
one.
立とうと思って
But instead of you being there for me, I'd be there for you, and I'd help you with whatever you were struggling with.
あんまり役に立ててたかどうかわかん
Not that
な
I
いけ
can
ど
say for sure how much I've actually helped here.
ダメな兄貴で
I'm sorry for being such a horrible brother. Maybe it was because of where I was, but for whatever reason it was easier to say things I wouldn't normally say.
気にしないでいいよ。
It's okay, really.
それに
We're siblings
ナ
after
ナは
all.
昔の頼りがいのあるお兄のこと
I
を
remember
知
all
ってる
about how dependable you used to be.
しどんなにダメでもナナは
So it doesn't matter if you slip and fall a bit along the way. I'll never hate you, okay? Aw, sniffle, Nanami. So that was how Nanami felt. I was incredibly happy. At this point, I would never stop kicking myself for thinking that having a 3D sister would suck ass. Having a sister, having Nanami was a blessing.
でも今日は
But just for today,
ちょっとだけ
just for a little
考え
bit,
てもいい？
could you spoil me instead? I still think this is a fake.
さっきは強がり言っちゃったけど、
I know earlier I acted really tough. But to be honest,
一人で横になってると
when I was lying there all
どんどん
alone,
怖い想像
my
ばっかりしちゃうんだ
imagination was really starting to scare me, and it just kept getting worse.
だからお兄に
So-
甘えたかったの。
Could you just spoil me for a little
安心し
bit?
たかったの。
I just want to feel okay again. What are you going to do? Give you head pats? Nestling her body up against mine, Nanami buried her face in my chest. She smelled really nice, except for her hand.
ずっとこうしたかったんだ。
I've wanted you to do this for so long.
ずっとお兄に
I've
甘
wanted
え
you
た
to
かったん
spoil
だ。
me like this for so long, big bro. I couldn't help but embrace her slender body. I then hugged her tighter. Then tighter. As long as I had Nanami, nothing else matters. Poof, she's gone. I didn't need Saratan. I didn't need people bowing down to be an ESO. All I needed was Nanami, a girl of flesh and blood, a girl who always had me on her mind. Feeling her warmth on my skin put my mind entirely at ease. And the next thing I knew, I was falling into a deep, gentle sleep. You wake up, she's gone. Wake up, she's gone. Wake up, she's gone. Wavy again. I feel like this waviness is because of something. We're being affected. Either by some rucksack dude in the area or someone like Remy messing with us. Also, I just realized how pixelated that shadow of the ladder is. What the hell, art department? When I woke up, I was lying on the couch. How'd I get there? Yeah. Huh? That was weird. I thought I'd been asleep in my bed with Nanami. Had I woken up just enough to make my way over here, but not enough to realize it? What is going on? I looked up at the bed, only to see a bulge under the sheets. Nanami must have still been asleep. I checked the time on my phone. Huh? I felt an odd sense of discomfort. Something wasn't right. I had no idea what, though. It was like my brain had no idea what was going on anymore. I haven't been keeping track of the days. Have we lost a day? I can't remember when the 4th was. What date is it today? If I remember correctly, I was pretty sure it wasn't November yet. I mean, how in the hell could I have gone to sleep and then woken up at 8 p.m.? Wait, did that mean I'd slept for almost 20 straight hours? Yeah, not a chance. It didn't matter how much I'd let my guard down since I was with Nanami. There was no way I would have gotten that much shut-eye. I had to wonder if my phone was just broken, and therefore the date and time were wrong. Nah, man, they sync. They sync up. But when I checked, the date and time on my PC were the same as my phone. A little past 8 p.m. on November 4th.
そうだ。
This episode... When does this episode come out? I think it comes out on the November 3rd. That would be funny. That would be funny if it came out on November 4th. It should be November 3rd as this episode goes up. That sounds right. No way. There's just no way. Muttering that to myself, I connected to the internet, opened both my browser and email as I scoured the latest news. But no matter where I looked, the date always indicated November 4th. What about our email? You avoided that earlier. I read through countless news articles before one in particular caught my eye. If there's a 7th incident, it can't be the DQNs because we weren't around to be part of that incident. Boy Messiah is a no-show. Protests ensue. Uh-oh. That's going too quick. The article was dated October 28th, 1 week ago. Yeah, somebody is occupying us here. And I feel like Remy is the obvious suspect. Something... Okay, we missed the top sentence there, the top paragraph, but... In some email or some news release or something, a Japanese boy claimed he was going to use his clairvoyance to expose the true culprit behind New Gen, and it would all happen at Shibuya Crossing. Successor to Yuri Brightman, adding some weight to his claim. A letter of questionable origin was also signed by Yuri, believed to be highly credible, and yet their judgment would soon be found to be incredibly poor because we did not show up. The event was viewed as a travesty to the public, leading to a large amount of protests occurring against Today TV and Fujisun TV. With the recent earthquake and the new gen cases, the eyes of the entire nation are all on Shibuya. As a public broadcasting organization, we admit that while the source may have indeed been questionable, we deemed that it had merit in broadcasting. We stand by that decision. What the hell? So somebody waylaid us for a week. Also, I'm just going to ignore that link in red on the left there. Could all this be connected to Shogun and the email he'd sent summoning me? Shogun had definitely sent me an email saying to come to the O-Front at 9 p.m. That couldn't just be a random coincidence. And what's more... Wait, there was a DQN puzzle! What the hell? Also, finger food! What is going on? The other... Number 6 was like it wasn't dominatrix, it was a pun of some kind. But it was a pun on dominatrix. But now it's finger food. What the hell? What is yeah, something is off here. I'm not even reading the text on the screen. I'm saying what the hell. This is what Psy'Min says. For one, okay, there we go. The dominatrix. The dominate? Is domin like the Japanese word for jacket or something? 8 tricks? For one, the 6th new gen case should have been called the dominatrix, and 2, there'd been a 7th new gen case. DQN puzzle? Nude? Wait, nude gen. It doesn't say new gen, it says nude gen. When had all that happened? Staring at the new gen bulletin, I just froze completely. You got mail, you big dum-dum! I'll bet you do. It took the sound of Saratan's voice to bring me back to myself. Apparently I had an ungodly amount of new emails and my computer was finally ready to download them all. Oh, goody. What's this gonna be? Oh! Yep. So, like I said, Senna's been losing his damn mind. Senna's like, what the hell? Boy, the Church of the Divine Light is not going to like your performance today, Senna. You may, or Sua, I should say. You may be in some trouble. So, what is the order here? I think the top one is the newest one. Why didn't you show up? Don't say I didn't warn you. 53 new emails. Damn, yeah. Senna. Why do I keep calling him Senna? Sua. Senna and Sua have similar names. Sua is pissed. 53 new emails, and they were all from, not Shogun, they were from Shugun. Every single title was openly, entirely confrontational. I'd never once seen Shogun swear like that before. Feelings of fear and confusion made a disgusting, nasty sweat beat across my entire body. Nervous as could be, I clicked open the most recent email. Not a single reply all week. I'm not the sort of moron you're making me out to be. If that's your plan, then I'll see to it that Nanami-chan gets tortured even more. Yeah, somebody is keeping us here by faking a Nanami. If I overdo it a bit and she ends up dead, don't blame me for it. It'll be all your fault, not mine. You're the bad guy here. What was going on here? What was going on, goddammit? Calm down. Take a deep breath. Now stop for a second and think. This is all just a delusion. Yep, it was all just a dream. Just a dream talking to me. Maybe that's why the screen's been wavering all this time, because we've basically been getting messed with by a delusion of Nanami for the last week, and the screen is just kind of intermittently waving to signify that. I was going to wake up, and then the laugh track would ensue. And then I'd realize that I was sleeping with Nanami in my bed, and then I'd be back in reality. Was that a knock on the door? Eek! A knocking sound resounded from my door. It was coming from outside. Who was it? Remy? Remy be a Remy. I held my breath, eyes glued to the door. Silence. No sign of life at all. But the moment I thought I'd just been hearing things, the knocking sound came again. I hadn't been hearing things. Maybe this is Nanami having been freed by Remy, like she had been that first time. And then we're going to have 2 Nanamis. Oh God, was it Shogun? After all this time, had he finally come here to kill me? And yet, when I heard the voice from beyond the door, it was beyond even my wildest expectations. Is it Nanami? Yep, it's the real Nanami. And the one in the bed's going to be like, awkward. Nanami? What's the bulge up in the bunk? How? My eyes snapped to the bed. Nanami should have been asleep there. There was a bulge right under the white sheets.
Oi, Nanami.
Is it not a Nanami? It's not even a bulge, it's just a bunch of clothes piled up. I climbed partway up the ladder to the bed, then told Nanami to wake up, and yet the sheets didn't move an inch. Something wasn't right.
Nanami!
Nanami! I violently threw them off, and beneath them were just a bunch of cardboard boxes. I feel like you should have... I tried to give you some credit. I said clothes. A bunch of cardboard boxes should really have a different shape than a sleeping girl. Nanami wasn't there. Huh? My mind went blank. And not only was Nanami not there, but the bed wasn't even clean. It would have been impossible to sleep in. There were boxes upon boxes stuffed full of manga and eroge. That was how it had looked before Nanami had cleaned it up yesterday. But now, it was right back to normal. Right back to being a spot I used for storage. Wait, hadn't Nanami cleaned up yesterday? I looked around the room. Yeah, the room is messy again. Not a damn thing about it was even close to clean. Why hadn't I noticed it sooner after waking up a few minutes ago? I was at a total loss. My memories were all jumbled up. This sounds like it might be the real one. I heard a voice from outside again, Nanami's voice. Who was that Nanami? Where was the Nanami I'd slept with? What happened to the naked, trembling Nanami? I didn't understand. I didn't understand a damn thing. I stumbled my way to the door, then clung onto it. The inside was locked with a padlock. This entire container had been a locked room. It would have been impossible for Nanami to sneak out while I'd been asleep. I was on the brink of tears. This had to be an attack from Shogun. Still, I knew I had to open the door, because outside was Nanami's voice. It was incredibly weak, and it was calling for me. And so, I undid the lock, and then I slowly opened the door. Well, that jumped ahead several chapters. Our boy's going to be like, wait, how come you get a D sword and we don't? So, I know we wanted a story from you earlier, but I feel like you've got a more interesting one now. Yeah, what the shite? Nanami was there, well, most of her, wearing her missing uniform, her entire body covered in blood, her right hand severed, wielding a blade I'd never seen before, a D-sword. Her hollow eyes turned toward me. Stunned as could be, I couldn't say a word.
どうしてあの時来てくれなかったの?
Your mouth is animating. Did it do that before? That was creepy. I don't think the mouths have animated. Did the mouths animate before? I can't even remember now. Why can I not remember? This is episode 33. Why didn't you come?
1週間も待ってた
I waited a whole week for you.
のに
Either that or I'm just noticing now because it's creepy. I called out for you. Over and over.
たのに
Big bro, save me. But you never came. No. We did save you. You were here. We cuddled. This was a delusion. This was a delusion. This was a delusion.
右手が
No. This is the real thing.
痛いの
My right hand. It hurts.
返して
Give
7の
me back
右手
my right hand. Yeah, now we remember the phone call.
朝起きてから右手
Ever since I woke up this morning, my right hand's been throbbing a little bit. Which was real? Which was a delusion? Yeah, that's what I keep complaining about. What was I looking at? Who had I been talking to until now? Where had that Nanami gone? Where had this Nanami come from?
お兄
Big bro! Suddenly I heard Nanami's voice coming from behind me. In front of me was Nanami covered in blood. Behind me was Nanami calling out to me. Fear gripping me, I nervously turned around, and behind me, yep, was Nanami. Wearing the clothes I'd lent her, her right hand still perfectly attached. I need those clothes back. There were 2 Nanamis. Oh, there's a sprite. Who is that? No. I need you to spare the shirt, okay? I don't actually care what happens to either of you two, but I paid a lot for that. Well, the 2 Nanamis spoke in unison. When Nanami saw Nanami, her expression grew puzzled. I'll bet it did. When Nanami also saw Nanami, her expression grew tearful. Caught between 2 Nanamis, This is the double Nanami ending.
妄想だ。
This is a delusion. No kidding. Sank to the floor, clutching my head. Yeah, I don't even want to try to figure this out. If this was a delusion, I wanted to wake up already. I didn't want to see a delusion this horrifying. And yet, no matter how much I wanted to wake up, I couldn't get back to reality.
その偽物
Boy, she's mad.
何なの
Is she a fake? The blood-stained Nanami shifted and swayed. She held onto her D-sword. A sword both pitiful and sinister, with a height comparable to even her own.
なんで偽物が
Why is this
ここにいるの
fake with you?
そいつのせいで
Is it her fault?
助け
You didn't come save me? Again, I make that... It seems like this Nanami shouldn't be a rucksacky guy. This seems like a Rimi or a Shogun thing, because they would be the ones to interfere with this. Suwa does not want to do this. Suwa wants us to come do whatever he wants us to do.
ナナは
Oh, we got some angry Nanamis. What? I'm not a fake.
そっちこそその辺の
You're
こと
the
って
fake here,
偽物じゃん
with that weird sword thing. Both voices belong to Nanami. Both faces belong to Nanami. Both called me Big Bro. Which Nanami was real? Which Nanami was fake? Were they both real? Were they both fake? I still think this is the fake one.
偽物のくせに
I'll show you, you fake.
お兄から離れてよ
Get away from my big bro! The blood-stained Nanami brandished her D-sword with one hand. Well, she didn't have any choices. Then swung it with incredible ease. The end of it was aimed straight toward the non-blood-stained Nanami's neck. No, not the sweater. Making no attempt to avoid it, Nanami froze in place. Did she get a firework? It hit her head on. The brutal, unforgiving edge of the D-sword dug into her neck, and then it slipped right through. Huh? The non-blood-stained Nanami should have been decapitated. And yet there wasn't even a drop of blood. She wasn't even injured. She simply stood there, just as she had been the whole time. There wasn't any doubt that Nanami had swung the D-sword, and with that amount of force behind it, Nanami's head should have been blown clean off.
やっぱり
I knew it.
偽物
You really are a fake. Technically, that doesn't preclude you from being the fake, because you could just be a delusion with a fake sword, or not even real booting your D-sword. But I'm inclined to agree.
ナナは
Huh? What? How did I... Stop.
偽物だからだよ
You're a fake, and you know it.
偽物じゃない
I'm not a fake. Shut up already.
お兄離れて
Big bro,
そいつから離
get
れて
away. Get away from them.
違うよお兄
She's wrong, big bro.
ここにいるよ
I'm right here. You know I'm right here.
黙れよ。
Shut the hell up. I couldn't help but scream. It was all so goddamn confusing.
どっちかが妄想だ。
One of you is a delusion.
僕の妹は
Arguably, both of you could
ナナミ
be.
は
My sister isn't
しないんだ。
Nanami isn't two different people, yeah. I've sussed it out, I've been thinking about it, and I've come to the conclusion that my sister does not have two bodies. Therefore, I think I've got this figured out. Hang on. I need to double check my homework. My sister isn't two different people. Okay, yes. One of you is a delusion, yes. I alternated between the two Nanamis, comparing them. Both look like Nanami to me, so I turned to the one wearing my sweatshirt. I need that back, please. I wished from the bottom of my heart that this Nanami was real. That the Nanami I'd held tightly in my bed was real. And so I followed my desire. I reached out my hand toward her face, all so I could gently brush her cheek. But, just like the D-sword before me, my hand, slipped right through her. Well, that's new. Even though Nanami was right there, I couldn't touch her. I felt nothing there. As if she were a holographic projection. Well, somebody messed up the delusion-making process thingy. Someone's using their rucksack wrong. I was overwhelmed by an uncontrollable sadness. Tears flooded from my eyes in large drops. No! There's no way! I'm not a fake! Come on, big bro! I'm not a fake, right? Say I'm not a fake! Nanami tried to cling on to me, and I tried to hold her in return. And yet, just as I feared, the Nanami before me had no substance. My hand slipped right through her body. This is wrong! This is all wrong! I'm right here! Nanami's right hand firmly grasped my left, or did it try to? I could feel it. I could feel her frail strength grasping my hand. Oh, so she is tangible. I could feel neither her body, nor her head, nor her neck. Only her right hand was touching me. The smelly hand. Get away from him! The Nanami without a right hand shouted out. Get away from my big bro right now, you monster! The very next second, all power drained from her body. And while still holding onto her D-sword, she fell to the ground with a thud. Well, that's not good. Sweat was pouring from that Nanami's forehead. The color was draining from her face. Considering her right hand had been cut off and she was bleeding profusely, it was only a matter of time until she passed out. An awful thought passed through my mind, probably the one that passed through Simon's mind about 2 minutes ago. I knew I couldn't be true, but I couldn't stop myself from thinking about it. In my mind, it was the only answer to all of this, an answer that was no less than a nightmare. Oh! Well, hello, you. That's right. Was I right? Was this Nanami a Rimi delusion? I heard a voice that wasn't Nanami's. It's exactly as you think, Taku. Behind the fallen Nanami, standing outside the door, was Rimi. Wielding a wing-like D-sword, Sakihara Rimi was standing right there. Our eyes met. She looked at me with deeply sad eyes. The hopeless meddler. The Nana-chan whose right hand you're holding right now is one you're about to real boot. What? The Nana-chan whose right hand you're holding right now is one you're about to real boot? I'm about to make a new sister? I'm about to hallucinate one like I did with the flower bed? If I'm not careful? Real boot? You couldn't face reality, so you imagined her. The Nana-chan who's holding a D-sword is the real one. Don't lie to him! I'm the real Nanami. Taku, when you saw Nana-chan's severed hand, you went into a state of shock. Yeah, we didn't actually see the severed hand. We just saw a space where it was supposed to be, and I guess we just denied that it was there.
そして妄想した。
And in order to cope with it all,
そんな手首を
you
見てない
created a delusion.
ナ
A
ナちゃん
delusion in which you never saw the hand, exactly. A delusion in which Nana-chan was safe and sound. Yep. I hadn't seen a hand. Shogun had only sent a blood-stained cell phone. Or had the hand been there? Yep. Maybe I'd been trying not to see it. Maybe I'd been refusing to. Why'd you imagine your sister naked? So she was saying that Nanami being naked was something I'd made up. Sounds like something you'd make up. And that the real Nanami, the one who was standing in front of me, covered in blood and missing her right hand, had been kidnapped by Shogun?
嘘だ。
You're lying.
本当なの。
It's the truth.
ねえタク、
Please, Taku.
妄想する
You
のをや
need
め
to
て。
stop this delusion immediately.
あなたがしようとしていることは
What you're
人
about to
間を
do
一人丸々作り
is
出すって
commit the
いう
terrible act
恐ろしい行為なんだよ。
of creating a human being. Kind of like what Shogun did to us.
あなたは今核兵器のエネル
The
ギーを
power you're
上
using
回る
right
力
now
を使
exceeds
って
the energy of even a nuclear weapon.
そのせいでこの一週間あなたは
Even if you
ほとん
weren't
ど
aware
昏
of
睡
it.
状態だった。
That's exactly what put you into a near coma for the past week.
タク、
Oh, interesting.
このままじゃ本当に
Taku, if you don't
この
stop,
世界に二人のナナちゃ
then
んが
there
いる
really
こと
will
に
be
な
two
るの。
Nana-chans in this world.
それにあなたがその
And
妄
boy,
想
I'm
の
not sure
力
I
を
can
使えば
cash that
使う
check.
ほど
Yeah, exactly. The more power you put into that delusion,
命の灯火が失
the
われて
more
いく
life
人
it
が
takes
いるんだ
away
よ。
from someone else.
だから
So please,
嘘だ。
you're lying.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry.
守れなかった。
It's my fault
私の責任だよね。
for not being able to protect you. So this wasn't a Rimi delusion or a Shogun delusion. This is actually a delusion that we came up with. So no wonder she was actually pleasant to be around. Huh.
だけどお願い。
Also, yeah, the mouths just move when people talk. Why did I just not notice that before? Why did it not register until it was creepy? But I'm begging you, as painful as it may be,
現実を見て
you need to face reality.
今すぐ
Stop
妄
this
想を止め
delusion.
て。
Right now, Taku.
お兄、
Big Pro! Don't erase me!
これ以上妄想を続けるなら
If you don't stop this delusion,
私があなたを
I
殺す。
will kill you. Big Bro! I shook off Nanami's right hand because it was gross. It was all too much. I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't have the slightest clue what to believe. Believing Rimi's explanation, I just couldn't. Believing Nanami, who was standing there in tears, I just couldn't. Believing Nanami, who was lying there grasping a D-sword, I just couldn't. Yeah, this is a lot to take in. Believing myself and what I felt, I just couldn't. What I wished for was something simple, a quiet, peaceful life with nothing to disturb it, a wonderful, blissful future with Nanami, with my sister. That was all I wished for. That was all I hoped for. Was I not allowed that wish? Was I not allowed that hope? Then everyone should just disappear. This whole world should just be erased. And in my own head, disturbed by no one, inside my delusion, I could live in a world neither real nor fake. A world with just the two of us. Just me and one Nanami. One Nanami is plenty. One Nanami is my limit.
僕は
So are we going to actually have a pick there? I peered into Nanami's eyes. They were glistening with tears. Nanami was looking at me. Because this is a non-canon ending. We can do something wild.
ナナミがいてくれれば。
If I have Nanami, that's enough for me. I whispered that aloud, and the very next second, the world jolted.
サードメル
The third melt! Man, we were up for a while. Was it about a week? That seems like it could be true. My wish had come true. The world was enveloped in white. All and everything was consumed by it. And as literally as could be, it was all erased. Bad guys can't win if there's no bad guys. Always thinking. Time to count those ceiling spots again. When I opened my eyes, I saw the familiar ceiling of my container house. I was lying on my back right on top of my bed. We're going to open the door and there's just going to be nothing out there. We're going to be floating in space. This is a TARDIS now. Huh? Had I fallen asleep? It felt like I'd just been dreaming about something truly horrifying. Like I'd just been dreaming about something truly nauseating. But it had been just a dream. It couldn't have been anything else. Whether that was reality or just a dream didn't matter to me. Whether this was reality or just a delusion didn't matter either. I felt a genuine weight on my chest. Moving my eyes toward it, I saw her. It was Nanami, sprawled out on my chest, hopefully clothed. Our eyes met. Nanami was watching me closely. Her eyes were wet, her cheeks dyed the color of cherry blossoms. Thank you for everything last night. Oh, God. At first, I didn't understand what she meant. You accepted my feelings for you. And I couldn't be happier that we skipped that scene entirely and I didn't have to put it in the video. I couldn't be happier that my big bro loves me. Big bro, I can't believe it, but I've fallen for you way, way harder now. You're just grateful that we gave you life. Right, so this must have been one of those so-called character routes you saw in a Rogue. Yes, one of those character route thingies that would never actually happen in real life, and surprisingly enough, I took the situation in stride. Nanami seemed cuter than ever right now. I couldn't help but think about how lovable she was. I saw her both as my sister and as a girl. Ew, gross. You'll keep on loving me as a whole from now on, won't you? Also, don't look outside. There's literally nothing there. And if I said the JoJo line, old habits die hard, I guess. Nanami's face soured as she sat up. Sheesh. I'm trying to have a serious conversation here, you jerk. She wearing the sweater? She got out of bed. Crap. How can I possibly make it up to her? That was when I noticed what was in my hand. Bringing it closer to my face, I realized what it was. A bangle. It wasn't the one I'd given her before, however. This one was way fancier, way cuter. It would look really good on her. Thinking that to myself, I got out of bed too. Here's your real present. Hey, Nanami. I got you a present. Ah, she stole the sweater. Huh? I slipped it on Nanami's right wrist as she stared blankly at me. It was a little like putting a wedding ring on her finger, and that made me feel kind of damn awkward. Wow, what a cute bangle! Is this really for me? When I nodded, Nanami smiled from the bottom of her heart. She looked happier than I'd ever seen her before. I'll treasure it, big bro. I'll take way better care of this one than the last one. Nanami, we'll be together forever, won't we? Huh? Where'd that come from? Because I want to be with you. I want to be with you forever, Nanami. What? Do you realize what you just said? Like, that was really bold. Do you have a fever or something? Oh, I see. You're just messing with me, aren't you? I'm being serious. What? Do you mean as siblings, right? Right, YouTube? Right? Or do you mean, as something else? No, no, no. Red flag. No, no. Both? How does that work? Both, huh? Heh heh heh. I think this is the first time you've told me how you feel.
ナナのこと
Well, we on that route. So that's how you feel about me, huh?
キモいかな。
That's how we're gonna choose to feel about you, because we are very much in denial about reality at the moment. You think I'm a freak, don't you?
キモくないよ
No, I don't think that at all.
すごく
If anything,
嬉しい
it makes me really happy. Okay, to be fair, technically this isn't his sister. This is a girl he conjured from the ether that looks like his sister, which isn't much better, but is totally different.
まあお兄が
Well,
そこまで言って
since
く
you
れた
got
んだし
yourself to say all that,
しょう
then
がな
I
いな
guess I've got no other choice.
一緒にいてあげるよ
I'll be with you, big bro. I'll stay by your side.
ただし
However,
条件
I've got one condition. Give me back my hand. A condition? Yep.
ね
It's, well... Nanami squirmed ever so slightly. Her face turned bright red. She then stared directly into my eyes.
キスしてほしい
I want you to kiss me. Those were her words. I'd do anything Nanami asked. Blech. My mind was already made up. She and I would live together, just the two of us. I don't need anything else. As long as I have Nanami 2.0, nothing else
ダメ
matters. Is that a no?
兄弟でキスなんて
Do you think it's wrong for sibling? We're not siblings! Emphasis. You are a created person. Real Nanami is somewhere else, hugging her sword, wondering what the hell's going on. I shook my head.
そんなことないよ。
I don't think so, no. I've played way too much Eroge to have any idea what a healthy, proper relationship is supposed to be like.
お兄
Big bro! I don't need that.
大好き
Don't need it. With those words, Nanami leapt into my arms and kissed me. I was kissing my little sister. Why are you doing this? My sister's sweet sighs passed through my lips. I was overwhelmed with happiness, along with feelings of intense fulfillment. I was brimming with love for Nanami. But for some reason, for only just a moment, I felt incredibly sad. Yeah, you only feel happy because of the reality you're avoiding. This is not the good ending. This is the better than the horrible ending. Warm drops found their way down my cheeks. Yeah, exactly. And outside, the world is just ending. And as those tears flowed, I vowed deep in my heart, this world where Nanami was, I wouldn't let anyone harm it. I'd made absolutely sure that it would stay safe while the theme music kicks in, and no matter what happened, I'd always protect it. Because I am terrified of what's going on outside. Well. That's our boy, solving his problems with imaginary incest. Great. So, the Nanami ending. Pretty much what you were expecting, I'm sure. And, yeah. Now, to be fair, some of that was kind of interesting. The fact that we came up with a delusion to protect ourselves. Literally just cut ourselves off from whatever the hell Suwa was trying to get us to do. Suwa's just aggravated outside going, what the hell? I have failed the church. Boy, it's a shame no one knows where to look for this guy, huh? He couldn't possibly in exactly the same place he spends 90% of his time, but hey, whatever. I wonder if that means that Nanami that we saw in the main route before we went to get our delusion sword way off in a later chapter. I wonder if that Nanami was actually our own hallucination too. Because I speculated that that was a rucksack guy or something. But now that we've done this route, I think that that's not the case. I think that the Nanami that we saw in that moment actually was a hallucination of ours, a delusion of ours. That would seem to be implied by this. Not a whole lot else really comes up from this that I can think of. Like, our boy literally just saw the hand, immediately didn't see the hand, and decided, you know what? Delusion instead. And just bought into it hook, line, and sinker. To be fair, this might have saved the world, because now it means that, well, I don't know if we managed to protect ourselves from getting kidnapped by the Noah guys. Somebody's going to come up here at some point. Because, I mean, come on. Unless we really did end all life outside our crate. We never did open those doors after that, that final bit there. Well, interesting. Daydream! It was the name of Nanami's ending. Reached the Daydream ending. That was the name of the chapter and the ending. Fascinating. Well, that is another ending. Down for the count. Next up? I forget who's next up. Let's take a look who's next up. I think we're going with Yua, which is good because we accidentally triggered her path that one time by going through those selections on the blackboard. I wonder how the blackboard selections really kind of relate. Because thinking about that for a moment, like whether we erase the whose eyes are those eyes on the blackboard or not seemed to be what triggered the Yua ending by accident. Why would that matter? Curious. Anyway, yeah, I guess we're done with that one. And next time, we will do a new thing. I will probably cut this in half. I doubt I'll cut it in 3, but I'll try to. I'll have to figure out where I want to cut it. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the episodes. Take care. I will see you guys next time. Make sure you're clicking all the things. Come by the stream sometime. Say hi. Let me know if the Let's Plays on the YouTube introduced you to me, and if you want to come by and say hello, because I would like to say hello to you as well. But I will see you then. Have a great week. I know you will. Toodaloo. Bye-bye.